my name is Janai and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be reacting to the latest content from TXT's channel. This is called Finding Our Sanctuary, Our Story Rediscovered at Last. So I have no idea what this is about to be, but just looking at the title and this thumbnail, it's giving warm vibes, warm and cozy. I feel like this is gonna be kind of talking about their journey maybe a little bit, since this is, you know, a big comeback and album for them, and it's probably going to be on the sentimental wave, you know, but whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like today was probably the coldest day this year where I'm from, and so it's finally kind of starting to like give me holiday vibes a little bit. I know every country is different, but in the US, like around this time of year, it's supposed to start with the holiday vibes. But to be honest, even though the stores are already kind of having the Christmas decorations and everything, I wasn't really getting that feeling yet. It still feels kind of early for that. But now with how cold it is, like I'm actually starting to feel it a little bit. And ironically, TXT, even though they're in Korea, seem to be setting it off with this warm and cozy video they're giving us. So we're gonna see what this is giving, but I'm excited, and already I want to eat whatever is on their table. Is that mint chocolate? I apologize, I'm reading the captions before I even play the video, but this is just what popped up. Listen, on a side note, I feel like Korea is the only country that has such a strong opinion when it comes to mint chocolate. I feel like growing up, some people, I guess, didn't like it, but it was never like this huge debate, like something weird, like, oh my gosh, you like mint chocolate? Like, that was so, it's just like any other flavor to me, like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Is it really that big a deal? Personally, I think it's delicious. It was like my favorite ice cream flavor growing up. But anyway, I digress. Let's begin. That looks like shoe cream.
멤버들
Sumin looks so good.
우리의 생츄어리를 찾아서 다녀온 곳들 어땠습니까?
우리의 생츄어리를 찾아서였어.
네.
우리의 생츄어리지 진짜 거기는.
그렇죠.
진짜.
거긴 진짜 생츄어리.
진짜 우리 안식처였지. 거기
I assume they're gonna explain this, right?
야, 엄마 여기 오랜만이잖아.
And here we are in Seoul.
이 건물 2층 원래 신개팀 누나들 썼던 거.
The streets of Seoul.
맨날 CCTV로 보다 내려왔잖아.
Are they talking about where they used to hang around during trainee days or something?
여기 아직 뭐 아예 안 바꿨네.
Oh, this wow. We're doing this? Oh, Ajuma, did you used to sell them like tteokbokki or something? What was your role? What role did you play in their hard trainee days? Oh, 좋겠다. Oh, look at her. She's all chummy with them. I'm jealous. Look at how they tower over her. Everyone's so big, yeah. I can imagine if you saw them in trainee days, you'd be shocked. Oh, he never met her.
그렇게 먹을까? 그렇게 먹을까? 쌈밥 5인분에 이제 밥 비벼 먹는 거.
쌈밥.
네.
아이고,
자, 이러면은 나나 카이가 무조건 수저를 놔야 됐어. 네, 막는데.
Yeah, traditional rules.
휴지를 이제 이렇게. 그렇지. 사이다 그거 알려주면 되겠다.
이거 사이다 먹는 방법 알려드릴게요. 연습생 때 어떻게 먹었는지. 이거를
Cider, aka Korean Sprite.
물? 맞아. 물 섞어야지. 그럼 맛이 똑같아. 아껴 먹을 수 있어.
텐션 세갖고 두 명이서 이렇게 마시잖아요. 그럼 맛이 똑같아요.
맞아. 똑같아.
Why did they do that?
맛이 똑같아요.
Sorry, did they explain it and I missed it? Is it because we had to save that much money? Like, why did they mix cider and water?
메뉴도 그대로야. 그러니까 메뉴가 그대로. 저희가 딱 세 가지 많이 시켰어요. 쌈밥, 흑돼지 돌솥 비빔밥.
Dolso bibimbap is very good.
다 맛있어요. 근데 사실.
상이 없었지.
If it has meat in it, I can't really eat it. But I love the hot stone bibimbap. That is really good.
문열 때마다 연습 소리 들렸었어. 이 겨울에는 너무 더워서 그냥 열어놓고 했었어. 여름처럼 왔는데 겨울이 진짜 너무 힘들었어.
Subin keeps changing his mind. He used to say summer was unbearable. I know I heard him say it in a recent video. He's so wishy-washy. Yummy.
와, 야 냄새. 와, 대박.
Just look at this place too. Like, I mean, I noticed it before, but like, there's all this like idol memorabilia surrounding them. And it seems like there's a lot of HYBE artists. Like, I think I see some BTS up in there too. But like, that's interesting. Now, I'm gonna assume that that's something that developed over time. I don't think that's not the concept of the restaurant. That's not how it started, right? Is it because a lot of trainees used to pass through there, and when they successfully debuted, they came back and visited, or the restaurant tried to pay homage to the trainees, like good job making it, or did a lot of their fans figure out they used to go there and visit that place, and so that's how come all these pictures started appearing. I'm just curious, but that's really cool.
이거 완전 여센트 사치 음식이었는데 비싸서 못 먹고 하자.
I mean, it is really good.
눈물이 나는구만.
Trust me, there is a significant difference between that and regular bibimbap.
알겠습니다. 네.
맛있겠다.
너무 오랜만이야.
잘 먹네. Yeonjun eats so well.
단백질.
Look at our delicate little bongyu.
맛 그대로야.
Bongyu, let's go.
오랜만이다. 이 맛이 그냥 오랜만이다.
Is it weird that I'm disappointed they didn't show the shot of him actually eating it? I'm treating this like a mukbang.
사람들이 막 와 잘생겼다 이러면서 야 아니야 저도 깜빡 먹고 퇴근해서 좀 하려면 얼굴 우리처럼 해 막 이렇게 했던 게 아직도 기억나긴. 와 도대체 나와.
He did used to complain about gaining weight easily though.
와 이게 진짜 맛있네. 진짜 얼마만이냐.
감사합니다. 맛있어요.
이렇게 푸짐하게
That's right, feed them well.
진짜 너무 맛있어요. 오랜만에.
Learners, they're not eating very well these days.
이거는 뭐 상상할 수 없어.
That ramen looks good.
시키는 거 자체가 상상할 수 없어.
We were so poor back then. Look at how, that's just crazy to reminisce on how much you struggled. And now they can buy out their restaurant if they want to. How far we've come. What? Oh yeah, keran fry. Let's go.
대박. 감사합니다.
이거 맞다 진짜 귀했는데 그때.
항상 서비스로 올려주시면 진짜 너무 맛있게 먹었는데.
맛있다.
Even I experienced it when I was Korea.
완전
Occasionally, if they favor you, they'll give you service things, like just things for free.
야, 윤영은 진짜 참 잘 먹는다.
복스럽게 먹.
Yeah, see how great he eats? Deliciously he eats.
그때는 밥 2공기로 어떻게 먹었지? 그때 8시간씩 춤추니까 우리 10시간도 했었어. 우리 데뷔평가 때는 17시간이었네?
그때 우리 데뷔평가 때.
그러니까 밥 시간이 1시간이어서 빨리 먹고 쉬었잖아.
맞아. 그게 관건이었어. 맞아. 밥 시간 1시간. 그때
I
밥을
mean-
뭐 먹을지보다 얼마나 빨리 먹고 쉴지.
An hour's not bad.
조금이라도 제대로 잘지.
근데 이제 수에 자면 늘 사고가 발생해. 58분까지 안 오잖아? 그러면 있는 멤버들은 이제
똥줄 타지.
내 기억 갖고 돌아가면 버틸 수 있을 것 같아. 오히려 기억 갖고 돌아가면 더 잘할 수도 뭔가 잘 피해가지고.
I mean, that's like everything.
한번 했는데.
He's just chowing down. He's not even participating in this conversation.
잘 먹었다. 나 진짜 배불러. 옛날 얼굴이 나와. 그치 맞아.
그대로예요.
너무 잘 먹었습니다. 잘 먹었습니다. 잘 먹었습니다.
Oh, this is so sweet. It's like they're surrogate mother or something, you know,
감사합니다.
taking over when their parents are around.
이모님도 항상 더 얹어주시고 그 맛이 그때 옛날에 먹었던 아예 똑같아가지고 신기할 정도로 똑같아서 몰랐어.
근데 이모님은 오히려 더 약간 젊어지고
Younger and prettier.
똑같으셔.
What a sweet talker.
그때 저희가 하루에 밥값이 정해져 있는 게 얼마였죠?
10대 7,000원.
Like what, $7?
맞아.
그래도 우리가 7,000원짜리 쌈밥을 잘 먹었었고
그래서 사비로 1,000원 내서 사이다
시키고
2명이서 나눠 먹고 관문 같은
That is
거
absolutely nuts. How
솥이
little they had.
비쌌기 때문에 거의 뭐 한 달에 한두 번 정도 먹을 수 있는 고급
Okay, I'm just curious. You know, there's always been so much talk about trainee days, but there's some details like we just don't know about. They don't really come up much. Like when they talk about this budget they have, how is that determined? Like, I know the company is like damn near the slave master, but like, do they control their budget? Like, if their parents want to give them X amount of money, does the company get it? Can they and their parents decide how much spending money they have whenever they go out? You know what I mean? Like, why are we like limited to $10 a day or whatever it is? I'm just curious. Or is it like a diet thing? You know, we don't want you buying too much food and consuming too many calories. I don't know, but I do find it kind of ridiculous.
13일에 이제 아주머니께서 진짜로 미역국을 끓여주셨었어요. 되게 연습하고 되게 피곤한 상태였는데 아주머니께서
I would love to eat that now on account of how sick I am.
제가 그때 진짜 감동이다. 혼자 미역국을 먹었는데 그게 너무 감동이었어요. 감사했습니다 진짜. 와 그러면 사장님도 그대로신가 진짜? 와 맨날 밥 먹고 여기 왔었는데
고양이 있을란가?
야 그대로다.
여기까진 그대로다.
와 나 저 생 바나나 선식 저 엄청 먹었는데 야 그대로 계속. 사장님
Where are we now? A cafe?
그대로야? 저 기억나세요?
That's what it looks like.
안녕하세요. 오랜만에. 그러니까요.
That's so crazy how the same people are working here. Everywhere, really.
7, 8년, 9년 전.
그렇게 TV에 나올 줄 몰랐어요.
계실 줄 몰랐어요 저희도.
연습할 때도 진짜 막 예의 바르시고 그러셨는데.
아이고.
그때 뭐 하셨어? 그때
난 오레오 초코씩 마시긴 했어.
우와 오랜만에 원래도 있었죠.
Okay, so somehow we had money for dessert as well.
친구들 되게 잘 먹었는데.
나도 오레오 쉐이크랑 블루베리 요거
나도 오레오 초코씩.
저기 가사 쓰고 그때 길 건너 친구들도 저기서 막 하고 저기서 가사 쓰고 막
많이 찾아와 주셨어요.
아닙니다. 너무 오고 싶었어요.
너무 그대로다.
똑같다. 뭔가 좀 눈물 나오네. 여기 위치는 다 기억나요. 여기에서 좀 더 가면 저희가 자주 가던 중국집 있었고요. 그리고 그 옆에 이제 그 복사하는 곳 있고. 나 항상 보컬 레슨 한 30분 전에 달려가가지고 꽂고 그랬어. 아, 나 예전에 여기서 안무 짤 때 밤새야 되잖아. 아메리카노 그냥 얼음도 안 담근 2개 들고 와서 이러고 하루 종일 마셨어.
Goodness gracious. That's how it starts.
아침에 누가 문을 열기로 했는데 내가 이러고 자고 있었어.
That like Americano addiction.
아니 우리가 지금 6년 차인데 왜 연습생이 한 3, 4년이잖아. 왜 그때가 더 길었던 거 같지?
Yeah. Is that Bongyu? It would be. Boopy boopy boop boop. He loves to do that. That's never gonna go out of style for him.
아, 또 놀러 오겠습니다. 또 놀러 오겠습니다. 감사합니다.
I mean, it seems like they go such like, you know, run-of-the-mill places. I think they literally just went to what was near and convenient.
못 알아보실 줄 알았는데 너무 다 바로 알아보시더라고요. 또 이렇게 돌아보니까
Like, there's nothing particularly special about either of those places, but that's cool. It's cool that like they form relationships with the owners because they went there so much.
그냥 일어나는 그런 거 없는 거. 샤워 가지고 싸운 적은 없어. 멤버들이 참 샤워 센터 욕심이 하나도 없어.
맞아.
Yeah, they mentioned that in another content.
멤버들이 잠이 다 너무 많아서
Such a sleepy.
학교 가려고
Oh
보내야
yeah.
되는데 다 안 일어나고 다 못 깨고 맞아. 네, 그래서 저도 차라리 연습실에서 자는 게 편했어요. 맨날 연준이 형이 나는 두고 가라고 했어요.
먼저 가.
So many stories about just lack of sleep.
편했어요. 할 것도 많았고
그때 연준이 형이 진짜 한 번 잠들면 다시 헤어나오죠.
헤어나오지 못했어서 맞아. 연준이 형이 맨날 몇 시에 한 번 자기 깨워달라고 저희 자고 있으면 두 가지야 이지선다 이렇게 자고 있다가 깨워
여기 기대가.
이거는 진짜 목이 아플 것 같거든. 이렇게 자고 있다가 이렇게 자고 있어.
이게 진짜 너무 피곤해서 신발을 벗을 그 시간조차 아까워서 그냥 거기서 바로 잠들었었는데.
Yeah. There's so many stories from trainee days about just lack of sleep and the consequences of it. Like just you know, every story is just like how much they needed sleep and weren't getting it. That's how come they were in all these crazy positions and could barely function. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to all these trainee stories, yes, I understand there's cultural differences. Yes, I understand to get to the level of they are, like to be as good performers that they are, to be as synchronized as they are when they doing choreo and all that. I understand you have to be well trained, you have to be strong, and you have to put in the hours. But I don't care. Despite all that, despite cultural differences, it's still extreme. I'm just gonna say it, you know? Like, I don't think that's wrong to say. Like, they go too far when it comes to, like, they're still developing boys. They need sleep. Like, them having to down all that caffeine at such a young age, that's not healthy. Like, none of this is healthy. And it's just that, it's not that their method is wrong. Their training itself, there's nothing really wrong with the content of it, is what I want to say. And the work ethic, there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's like there needs to be a balance. Like, you don't have to sacrifice totally like health and comfort and all of that stuff. But that's really what it'd be like, you know. I've heard so many groups by now, with how long I've been into K-pop, talk about Trainee Days. We've seen the documentaries, and yeah, it just needs to be improved on massively, you know? It doesn't have to be all that suffering. But I had another point, but now I lost it. But yeah, maybe I'll come back to it. Let's go back and listen to stories about lack of sleep.
다시 헤어나오죠.
헤어나오는 게 못했어서.
맞아, 연준이 형이 맨날 몇 시에 한 번 잘 깨워달라고 제가 자고 있으면 두 가지야, 이지선다. 이렇게 자고 있다가
I remember it now. I told you it would come back to me. Yeah. The other thing too is them in particular, and they've talked about trainee days, and especially Subin, about how some of the other trainees were kind of like very, you know, standoffish, or kind of like it was weird. Like they had these power dynamics, and some of them were even kind of. It sounded like they bullied them a little bit. So it just really shows how meant to be the five of them were. Like there's a reason these five came together, and it's not just simply because they were the best in terms of performance and picking up all the things they had to learn. No, it's because of their cohesion, and it's because of them being able to work so well together. Like what Tan had said back a little before the sleeping talk about how the members are not like, what is it? Like just they always, you know, struggling or competing to be the center of attention or want the spotlight on them. Like they work so well together. There's that lack of greed he was talking about. I feel like as a group, yes, they have many things they want to accomplish and they want to be the top. But as far as each other, like they have that humility about them, and you know, they're willing to let each other shine and make each other shine, and I think that's so nice. Like that's just, it just makes the group that much better. You know what I mean?
맞아. 기대가.
이거는 진짜 목이 아플 것 같거든. 이렇게 자고 있다, 이렇게 자고 있어.
이게 진짜 너무 피곤해서 신발을 벗을 그 시간조차 아까워서.
Yeah, Sumin slept everywhere.
없었는데.
몸만 그 마룻바닥에 있고 발은 신발장에
Yeah,
있어.
I heard that's.
이게 컨버스 같은 거 진짜 귀찮거든.
And he fell asleep brushing his teeth on Yeonjun's bed.
그러면은 이렇게 침대로 데려가서 눕혀놨었어요.
네 명 다 한 번씩은 했을 걸.
감사합니다.
Subin needs to sleep, especially. He's so low energy.
휴닝이 학교가 좀 더 멀어갖고 휴닝이가 먼저 나가고 저랑 범규 형이 나갔었는데 저희가 나갔을 때 휴닝이가 4층 복도에서 자고 있었어요.
수빈이 형이랑 범규 형이 제일 잘 일어났어요.
맞아. 그때
Were they getting anything done at school at that point?
숙소에 태연이 없는 줄 알고 자기들끼리 연습하러 가. 근데 알고 보니 숙소에 자고 있어. 맞아요.
이런 적 많아요.
맞아요.
I feel like with how all-encompassing the training is, you might as well just say, you know what, school, we'll come back to that. What's the point, really? I don't feel like they observed anything when they went to class.
맞아.
그냥 이불이 이렇게 평평했다니까요. 거의 티가 안 났어.
근데 저 땐 저랬지. 이제 누구 눈에 안 보이면은 얘 잘렸나?
Dang.
이런 얘기 많이 했지.
저 사진 제가 찍었습니다. 저 사진 같은 경우에는 저희가 이제 퇴근을 하면 방 시계를 찍어야 돼요. 네, 입실했습니다. 연준이 형이 딱 들어와가지고 연준이 형 시계 들어 해서 딱 찍고
우리가 대타도 몇 번 해줬잖아.
맞아.
These rules, boy.
어째서 저렇게 전신샷이 나오는 건 약간 예외.
Injun
Excuse
me.
벽에 있는 시계만 딱.
대신 찍어줘서 보낸 적도 있었고 사실.
그리고 분별로 이렇게 몇 장 더 찍어놓고.
맞아. 몇장
그때마다 촬영 사진 보내면.
I love to hear about like the ways they worked around that like very strict system they had.
굶고 다니고 이러니까 진짜 감사하게 범규 어머님도 막 반찬 보내주시고
맞아.
연준이 형
That's so
어머님도
nice.
죽 같은 거 많이
맞아.
보내주시고
그거 내가 진짜 대표할 때 요긴하게 먹었어.
멤버들 부모님들이 이것저것 많이 보내주셔서 그거 되게
Well, at least the company let them receive the things that were sent to them.
싹 테리어스타 들어본 사람. 집 갈래 들어본 사람.
Really?
그 소리 듣기 전까지 너무 힘들었거든요. 힘들어서 진짜 나가고 싶다 하면서 이렇게 얘기했는데 테리어스라는 말을 듣자마자 심장이 덜컹하는 거예요. 진짜 심장이 덜컹하고 식은땀 흐르고
Like if you really want to go, there's many others who will be in your place.
바로 정신 차리고 연습했지 열심히
Boy, that's yeah.
그몇 달 전에 만나서 얘기를 했었어요. 이 둘한테는 맨날 집 가 이렇게 얘기했었다고. 근데 나도 사실 힘들다고 포기하고 싶다 한 적이 있었는데 그때 시장님이 저를 붙잡았거든요. 왜 이 둘한테는 가라고 하고 난 잡았냐 했는데 그 둘은 그냥 힘들어서 찡찡거린 거야. 가라고 하면 지들이 정신 차릴 애들이야. 이렇게 얘기하더라고.
아 그랬다 우리가 앨범이 벌써
I feel like probably every trainee has one time seriously considered just quitting.
되게 많이 발전했죠.
연습생 때는 힙합 느낌으로 연습했었는데 완전 우리가 지금의 컨셉처럼 활동하게 될
That is so funny every time I hear about it.
예, 이번 저희 앨범인데
What is with the lack of direction and vision? Why were they trained in so much hip hop only for them to debut with a song like Crown? Like, what was that? I mean, I guess, you know, they still definitely have elements of hip hop in some of their choreo and some of their songs like Angel or Devil, of course. But even like, you know, Puma and things like that, but still, like, they really did not go very heavy in that direction at all.
이거 뭐곡 속에 그런 거 있지 않나?
이번에 5명이 다 참여했어요. 이번 앨범에.
태연이가 이번에 수록곡 다 쓰지 않았나?
나 하나 빼고? 그러니까
I feel like, yeah, Tian is so good at writing songs.
보여준 적이 없는데. 야 많이 좋아졌더라.
At this point, he probably is gonna get... We can expect him to be on most of the songs, if not all the songs on an album.
훈이가 정말 많이 성장했던 느낌에 근데 연습생들 가사를 써서 나한테 보여줬어. 형 어때요? 하고 보여줬는데 내가 보고 너무 충격이었어.
They're terrible.
가사 하나 내가 쓴 거 생각났어. 우리가 5명에서 작업한 거 있잖아요. 가사 생각하면 지금 좀 많이 유치하거든요. 한 명씩 가사를 써서 집어넣었단 말이에요. 제가 이제 벌스 먼저 시작하고 연준이 형이 뒤에 파트라 연준이 어떻게든 가사 끌어왔던 건데 제 가사가 생각났는데 헤이오 저기를 달려가 아우토반에 달려가
You know what? I will say this about Hive. Now, I'm not sure if it's like that for other companies. It probably is for some other companies too. But the way they like basically decided this is another thing you will get trained in or you will practice whether you want to or not is lyric writing. I find that to be very interesting. Like from way, way back, it seems like they were told to practice trying to write lyrics. You would expect them to have to learn singing, dancing, and so forth. But like that is so interesting that they make them do that. Because they could easily like use their own songwriters, you know, and they're gonna be professionally trained and you would expect good product from them. But I just think that in itself is one thing that is actually a good about Hive, is positive, because basically they're forcing them to learn this skill, and it's a really good skill to learn. You know, it's not just like, you know, songwriting, but it helps them to develop just the way they speak, you know, language, you know, saying things in a certain way, like in a poetic way, or communicating a message in like, you know, with like metaphors and things like that, not just in this direct way, but in a beautiful way. And that's a very interesting skill that they require them to learn. And I just think that's really cool. And then down the line, of course, they get to incorporate a lot of their own lyrics into songs. And then down the line, when inevitably, like every other group, members start to go heavily solo, right? Get their solo projects, they will have that under their belt. They'll be able to write their own songs, and it'll really be a completely like original work from them, if that makes sense. So that's really cool that high mixer artists do that.
그것도 모르는 길 위로 저기 앞을 달려가.
But you have to start somewhere.
그냥 달려간다는 얘기.
I can just imagine what nonsense I would come up with if I tried to write my own lyrics right now.
생각해보니까
I can imagine Kai writing nursery rhyme type of lyrics
맞아요. 저희 첫 작업물이었잖아요.
when he was young. I mean,
실력이 늘어서 일단은 앨범에 하나 정도는
Yeah.
무조건 가사를 쓰게
That's like the
된
expectation
실력이
now.
있습니다. 이번엔 저는 Resist의 가사가 들어갔고요.
섞게는 아마 매 앨범 저희가 가사 작업을 조금씩
Yeah.
하고 참여를 하고 있다는 게 되게 중요한 거고 좋은
that's
거고.
great.
네, 많이 성장한 것 같습니다.
또 안무 빼놓을 수 있죠. 과거의 나였다면 잘 소화했을까? 삐리 그런가?
He's like immediate no.
과거에 저희 연생 때 단체 안무했을 때 칭찬받았던 건 단 한 번밖에 없었어요.
그랬는데 또 저희가 이제 데뷔부터 이제 지금까지 다양한 컨셉을 소화하다 보니까 또 오버 더 문이라는 안무를 잘 소화하게 되지 않았나 싶어요.
That's such a great choreography.
소희 저희가 말하는 짬이 정말 중요한 안무. 계속
Huh.
그 여유 있게 해야
Laid
되고,
back,
계속 숨겨야
yeah.
되고, 그런
Yeah,
것들이
I will be reacting to the dance practice later.
맞아요.
이게 안무가 뭔가 엄청 주가 되는
맞아.
퍼포먼스는 아니라고 생각을 해서
Yeah.
분위기랑 표정이 더 중요하다.
Yeah, it is a much more chill kind of dance, but it's heavy on the performance. There's like a real feeling you're trying to communicate with that.
표현력.
이건 약간 좀 여유.
Yeah.
어제 수춤 찍고 왔는데 멤버들 다 되게 노련해 보였어. 이번 앨범에서 가장 리즈인 것 같은 멤버. 손가락 대신에 본인 제외.
재미없게. 하나,
Wait.
둘,
Okay. I really shouldn't participate in this because I don't really like this whole forcing them to pick the best person or best suited. But since you insist, whose era is over the moon? I will say Bongyu, he does get a lot of center time, and he is like in the big part of the chorus. They do kind of showcase him a lot. But Subin's looks have been attacking me a lot. In that Studio Chum, for example, him and the glasses and everything, he was really like, the visuals have been attacking me a lot this comeback. Yeonjun is always standing out regardless of anything. So I don't know. In a way, every era is like, era is like his era, but I mean, all of them shine really bright, obviously. But if I had to choose, maybe it'd be Bongyu. Right? Well, we'll see. What do the members think? Oh my gosh, I was pausing to just really see where everyone pointed. Subin. Thank goodness someone picked Subin. Listen, if anyone really cares and would be hurt not to get picked at all, it would be him. No matter how he disguises it. Subin really, he thrives off of like affirmation. Even though his confidence is growing, you best believe if no one pointed to him, he would have not been happy. Yeonjun pointed to Subin or Kai? Subin pointed to Kai. Kai pointed to Taehyun, I think. Did Bongyu point to himself? Yokshi. See, this is the opposite of Subin. Bongyu he doesn't need you to validate him. Not that Subin needs anyone to validate him, but he loves himself enough for everyone. He don't need your love. If you love him or validate him, that's just a bonus for him.
아이고 감사합니다.
본인 폼 아니라니까.
그럼 나
너 빼고요.
그리고 형 원래 영표야 지금.
Dang.
한번 이유를 들어볼까요? 연준.
Trust me, Bongyu is fine. He doesn't need to be picked.
수빈이 형이 본인의 장점을 되게 잘 살릴 줄 아는 것 같아요.
저의 장점이 뭔가요?
뭐 본인이 알아서 잘 판단하시면
잘했습니다.
저는 휴닝이
He's just so happy to be picked.
어제도 제가 휴닝한테 너 멋있다 이렇게 말하긴 했었는데 그냥 실제로 딱 봤을 때 몸 엄청 큰데 얼굴 진짜
Oh, Lord.
주먹만 하고 약간
인정.
He's such the ideal type for Koreans, you know, looks wise. Not that he doesn't look good, but you know.
형 그냥 수빈이가 컨셉이랑 되게 잘 어울리는 것 같은데.
Very true.
그냥 뭐라 해야 돼. 그런 약간 남친스러운 거를 되게 잘 받아 먹어요.
인정?
What did I say?
자, 다음.
What did I say about the visuals?
중에 한 명 고민했다가 수빈이 형은 표가 많을 것 같아서 태연이를.
He's so happy.
근데 난 둘이 딱 동등했어 그냥. 난 그냥 이번 앨범 자켓 기준으로 둘이 제일 예쁘게 나왔거든.
자켓.
난 어제 수춤도 태연이가 솔직히 잘생기게 봤어. 그래서 난 내 입으로 태연이 잘생겼다라는
Yes.
얘기를 이번 컴백 때 많이 했어요.
저는 휴닝카의 그 2절 벌스 파트 진짜 성숙해진 게 너무 잘 보여서 거기 잘해.
맞아.
거기 잘해. 표정도 잘하고 제스처도 잘하고.
나이를 취한다.
네.
Yeah, Hyung has a lot of confidence.
스타일링.
휴닝이가 몸이 엄청 커.
그렇지.
수빈이가 엄청 커.
요즘에
Listen, for guys, especially Korean guys, they just broad, right? They're so like, they aspire so much to have Hyuning's kind of like broad physique, these broad shoulders. I don't think Koreans understand though. I'm going off very much on a tangent, but you know, I don't think Koreans kind of understand though how much genes can be playing into this. I think they kind of like, that just kind of flies by them. Yes, Hyuning works out a lot. He does. He's very diligent about that. But there is something to be said for him not being fully Korean. I really think his genes come into play with certain things, you know, just how tall he is and like how effortlessly he, you know, well, not effortlessly, but how I think it takes a lot less for him to get big like this compared to the other members. You know what I mean? Like he's got these European, what is it, like German? That's where his father comes from, right? That's like his... Anyway, I'm getting too deep into this, but yeah.
크로스핏이랑
His genes do play into it, I feel like.
도움은 되는 것 같긴 해.
멋있네요.
몸 예뻐지게 만들려면
CrossFit is great. I wish.
까면 몸은 예쁘진 않은데
까면 귀여워.
핏이 까면 귀엽고
I don't
핏이 예쁘지.
I don't believe that. What does he mean cute under his clothes? You're trying to tell me so what? Only his shoulders and his arms and stuff are developing, but these abs aren't developing? Listen, when Tuning stops being afraid to show his, chest, like when he's not, so conservative and kind of shy in that respect still, I'm telling you there's abs under there. That's a dang lie.
너 핏은 진짜 모델 같아.
표지 핏 제일 예뻐 진짜.
맞아.
팔다리 이거.
아 진짜 그만.
그만. 하지 말자.
나 너무 힘들어.
Oh my gosh.
뭘 입는지보다도 옷걸이가 다들 너무 많이
맞아.
바뀌고
They do.
있어서
Everyone does, yeah.
연습생 때는 뭐 연준이 형은 뭐 늘 잘 입었지.
영은 뭐 항상 잘 입어.
왜냐면 그 월말 평가 같은 거 할 때도 우리 항상 사복을 입었잖아. 나머지 보면 약간
Yeah, you don't need to mention.
웃겼는데 연준이 형 지금 봐도 딱히 촌스럽지 않아. 범규는 연습생 때가 더 잘 입었어 지금보다.
Doesn't everyone?
그때는 지나가는 회사 직원이랑 너무 많이 마주치니까 잘 보여야 돼. 내가 옷을 챙겨 입고 가야 할 이유가 있어.
그럼 지금 뭐 하는데 보면
Yeah.
지금은 이제 맨날 회사만 가서 안무만 하잖아.
You gotta dress up anyway.
보다도 편한 옷을 추구하게 되는
나
거지.
요즘 민소희한테 안 입어.
그러니까 진짜 그렇게 된다니까. 근데 이제 최근에 이제
Honestly, a lot of times I dress for myself.
그때 말했을 때 그것도 있었어요.
I really do put effort into my outfits, but a lot of times it's not for anyone else, really. I just feel good.
그래서 우리 후드티에 주황색.
Oh boy.
맞아, 그거 좋은 거야.
근데 이게
개구리도 아니야. 진짜
진짜 개구리가 있어. 색깔도 개구리야. 진짜 초록색, 주황색 막 섞여 있고. 나한테 막 이상한 거 막 무지개 옷도 막
근데 유독 카이한테 좀 특이한 걸 많이 입긴 했어.
근데 카이가 소화력이 좋았어.
그때 아니면 소화 못했을 것 같아. 나 지금은 못 입을 것 같아.
지금도 잘해 너.
개구리 옷.
I mean, that's too tuning though.
FW 다들 쇼핑 한번 했어요.
That kind of stuff.
난 하고 있어.
나도 쇼핑. 나 근데 올해 좀 쓴 것 같은데.
이것도 저희끼리만 보기 또 아쉬우니까 또 이번에 활동하면서도 그렇고 우리 모아분들 앞에 사복 보여주려는 예쁜 모습 많이 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
셀카도 많이 찍고.
그렇죠.
또 과거의 우리와 지금의 우리에게 가장 큰 변화는 모아라는 또 우리의 생처리가 생긴 게 아닐까요?
맞아.
가장 중요하지 이게.
그러니까 모든 앨범이 다 소중하고 또 항상 모아 생각을 많이 하면서 만들었지만
The more I think about the name of this album is very meaningful. It's very special. Thinking about what sanctuary means.
좋아하겠습니다.
모아들이 우리의
I'm liking this album, by the way, more and more the more I listen to it.
어떤 곳이든
Like every song for real.
안식처로 느꼈으면 좋겠다라고 생각이.
It wasn't like that at the very beginning, but I'm liking all the songs a lot.
근데 떨리기도 해.
늘 너무 떨려요.
떨려요.
Okay, clearly this is filmed before the album came out.
되는 거 아니에요?
하나 둘 셋.
Oh.
투모로우바이 투게더 내일도 함께하자. 안녕.
Bye-bye. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, this was not actually, I didn't know what to expect, but that was cool how they kind of like went back to a couple of the places that they visited during trainee days and talked a lot about like their journey and, just how they've developed and grown. You could definitely tell, you can feel the experience in this group. Like I forget what year we're on now, but it's at least 5, right? We're at this point over 5 years, I want to say, but that's quite a while to be in the industry, and so you can definitely just feel like how they've grown and matured, and also just how confident they feel in themselves. They're at this point now where they're very secure, and it's more a matter of like, using the skills that they have in different ways depending on the comeback and what the concepts are and stuff. But it's like they have their skill set. They know what they are good at, and they just try to utilize the things that they know they're good at. Like utilize their strengths is what I'm trying to say. But definitely you can just tell we're past that like rocky, coming out of rookie era and adjusting to things. Like we're very established as a group, and that's really cool to see. It's really nice when your group gets to that place where they're just confident and like, they can just execute. And it's more so now we just have fun. Now it's just like, what are they gonna do next, Because we know they're gonna knock it out of the park every time, basically. And it's just always so nice to see like how close they are. And like I said, I really liked how they talked about just how no one in the group has this big ego. Like they're all always supporting each other, and whoever's turn it is to be in the spotlight, whether it's like for a certain era or a certain concept, like they'll allow that person to do that. So that's really great. And I think that that's one thing that keeps this group like really tight, and that's gonna just keep them, you know, as going the distance, you know? And I think that even contributes to how well they perform, like even the work that they do. I think that cohesion and that attitude they have and that support they have for each other actually makes their work go better, like makes the product come out better, if that makes sense. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Like, how has this Sanctuary album been for you? Like, have you been listening to it a lot? Like, you know, what are your favorite songs in the album? What have you been enjoying a lot or the most about this comeback? Please share your thoughts with me. Let me know in the comments section. Please also like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!